Good evening, everybody. Today we are going to be departing from Innsbruck International Airport, and it's a very scenic place that we've got right here. Just getting the external powers on, lining up the nav, and switching on the lights. We will probably be doing in Cat 3 auto land. An ILS landing because the weather in Zurich is not so good. So taxi lights on, brightness on, we have dim, and let's just get our. This is pretty much. Just gonna get it. We need a good amount of fuel.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you on board. Your safety is our top priority, so we appreciate it. You can follow the safety features of this aircraft. You can follow the safety information cards in your seatback pocket. Do fasten your seatbelt and the black metal edge into the buckle on the strap compression.
Brightness, FMGC. Flight number Swiss Air 765. Percentage 45. We are having our cruise flight around 30,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
If there is a change in cabin pressure for oxygen mask will drop below the head. Certainly pull the mask first to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, pull your lens, pressurize the hatch, and tighten the strap to a side. Even though the regular non-flight oxygen will be flowing, be sure to put your mask on first before helping others, and we'll let you know when it's no longer needed.
And yes,
Innsbruck Tower, Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765 IFR to Zurich, ready to copy.
Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765 is cleared to Zurich Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.4 squawk 2146.
feet clearance is given. Let's just climb there. And yes, that's all. Control 8, Control 7, TARA, and that's on. Parking brake is on, and putting her to auto. That's it. Yes, and let's start with the max. Brake funds on. Engine start sequence, please. Thank you. Second engine start. Quite a sunny day today. This is actually, I believe, real weather as of now. The weather could change. Just gotta check takeoff speeds, and I believe that's it. So init page, we go to the MCDU menu, go to the AOC menu and weather request. The weather, we have to check. The weather is not going to be so good when land at Zurich. So let's see how that goes. So yeah, company message has been given. So I'm just gonna go to MCDU menu and AOC menu, receive messages, METAR, and I'm gonna print this. So it's just gonna begin printing there. That's your printer. It's gonna print the required weather data that we need, and that's it for now. First engine start. Yeah, hydraulics. The infamous Airbus hydraulics that we know. It's you could call it an Airbus trademark sound. I'm gonna put it dim. Yeah, it's quite sunny today actually. I'm gonna increase brightness, and that's it. While takeoff, you can use the chromo. Auto brakes are at max. I think auto brakes work only when the engines are on. I don't know why that is. Yeah, that could be the lead. That's not a problem. They are winnable. Yeah. Control 8. View lead. Taxi. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, we can depart from here, hopefully. Yeah.
Takeoff.
All passengers, please prepare for takeoff. Thank you. And let's taxi, please. After start checkup, checklist complete. Oh, bloody hell. Jeez, my controllers getting fucked up again. 1 second, guys. A little bit of calibration will do the trick. Hopefully. Damn. 1 second, people. Finish. Apply and okay. Yeah, we're good to go. Technically this is not a time. Jeez, man, those mountains. It's summer, I believe, right now, as we speak. Not so sure. Weather in Europe is a bit different right now. I don't know why that is. Flaps are set, spoilers are armed, cabin is ready, seatbelts are on, auto brake is at max. And brake fans. Actually, we don't need brake fans. That was sorry. That was at a default, I believe. Reverse taxi. Done actually.
Taxi to and hold short of runway 26.
Yeah.
Contact tower on 120.1 when ready.
I didn't know the voice also changed for each place. That's nice. I think that's Azure AI's new set of voice back. Oh, Microsoft is doing a really good job now. All set. Takeoff lights are on, and I believe knowledge taxi clearance, push takeoff clearance.
Whiskey 765 altimeter 29.9 wind 266 and 6. Cleared for takeoff runway 26.
Oh, thank you. Acknowledged. Let's take off all three. Sorry. And departure begins. So chronos the time here. Takeoff, man is RS runway. Yes, we can take 50% power, 75, take off, minus RS runway. Hold on. $100 knots check. 120 knots. Approaching 130 V1. Rotate. Gear up. Wow, I think that's, they don't have wireless in this space. It's pretty understandable that has to happen. We're having quite a steep approach. Departure, in fact. And that's the local village there. Quite a scenic place, I must say. One of my favorite approaches ever. The approaches here are they're incredible. Oh, sorry. Yes. I do acknowledge the angle. Thank you. Flaps 0. And let's switch on the other minutes. Oh. Oops, my internet is low. No problem.
2,500.
Climb thrust. Climb thrust is given. Yep, climb thrust. Well, they do seem glitchy at times. Not gonna lie. Takeoff lights implemented. Well, the nose is pushing it up, not gonna lie. We have some wind. climb thrust has been given, and yep, I think we're climbing now technically. Just over the skies technically. We will be climbing at a much higher rate, but we are having some kind of turbulences here going on. It's not so good here. It's gonna take some time before the weather clears up. Patches of snow on the mountains right there. Yes, I think we can sorry, go to perf page next. New cruising altitude, sorry, 30,000. That's weird. I put 30,000 feet. Is that possible? Yeah, 30,000 feet. Auto throttle? No, we are doing climb. Until then, we're not doing anything else. So, control 5. Init page, perf page. Oh yeah, perf, yes. Next page. Boost, destination. QNH. Q is 1027. Right there. Your temperature is 17 degrees. Well, it is Innsbruck, right? Yeah. Your next would be magnitude of wind, which is where is it? Oh yeah, sorry. 061 and 120. 061. That's it. And transition altitude will always be 5,000. It's mostly 5,000, depends. I'm giving a rough estimate, yeah. And that isn't a word. That's not a sentence you should be hearing as a passenger in life. Your barrow will be around 255 perhaps, yes. And yeah, 240. Okay, once again. Ah, there we are. Code it. Approach successfully connected. Okay, that's the internet data. Open a downloader and open in notes. Why not? No. Cold here, mountains. This is runway 16. So I'll just open. I'm just going through the chart right now as we speak. This is runway 16 and NUSO, right? Yes, you're doing an NUSO thing. You should be at 4,000 feet, which yes, that is true. You're at 4,000 feet, and 1 second, NUSO, 4,000 feet, and you're doing a 152-degree transition. So I believe 152 should be your value. I'm not sure. Let's have a look there. Destination 150. I'm guessing not. Okay, that's not. 1 second. Cat 3A. Your barrow will be decision altitude. Yes, decision altitude. I think it's 50. Let's go for 50. Yeah, it's also not going there. Or 100. 200. 20 was the value we put there. $93 perhaps. $300. Interesting. 152 degrees. Yeah, that's weird, you know, considering we're going at an arrival of 152 degrees. ILS DME is 1110.50. Okay, that's fine. 210 knots. Okay. What's your speed at? What's our approach again? Oh, okay. I think okay. I understand. I believe
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, Captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As we get settled in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley carts shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating to the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
so. We are cruising right now. Let's leave it as it is. Yeah, I believe I've got the actual decision altitude. Decision altitude is basically what you call as your barrow in this. So I'm going into my performance page and next page, and inside this barrow I believe the chart says 200, for a Cat 1 ILS landing, but for a Cat 2 or a Cat 3, it's mostly 1490 or 1590. It depends. So let's go for 1490 and 1590. Yes, it works. Now, there's another thing to be done here. I believe 50 is also a value if you're doing a Cat 3 ILS landing, but I don't think they have Cat 3 ILS landing right here. So we're going to stick with Cat 2, which is 1490. So 1490 will be our decision height, and that is done. So basically, you're done with this. I've got this chart right here, and I was able to actually get the details from that. I actually don't have Navigraph subscriptions right now, kind of in a budget. So instead of using Navigraph, I am basically using real world charts you can find in the internet. So they more or less are the same compared to the flight sim charts. They're more or less the same. So right now we are cruising at a field of 30,000 feet, and yes, now we are 31 nautical miles, after which we will be is it at 677. After that, the pole and decelerate. Okay, now the thing is, I think by the time we reach BLM, right? This BLM. So after Jipol is what you call a deceleration. Then there's a deceleration process going on, which is probably here. And then, see, the airport is right here. That's the best part. The airport is right somewhere there. Yeah, it's in between the mountains. That's all I know. So I think we can start descending right now. So let's say to 20,000 feet. Thrust has been reduced. Idle. And yes.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Pilot clearance, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
So that's been done. We will be doing a Cat 2 ILS landing because a Cat 3 ILS landing is not preferable here as of the moment, and I just changed the weather for a better ILS landing approach. Now what we're going to do now is we are going to be decreasing sorry, we'll be decreasing the altitude gain, and yeah, high overcast. I believe there's lightning and precipitation, a bit of rain also right there. So let's see how this approach is going to go. We'll be diving down, and we are right now en route to ZH 677 waypoint. After that will be the GIPOL, which from here should be around yeah, right there. So we need to be descending a bit faster. So let's descend a bit faster. So what's happening right here is Okay, so I'll be taking control here. And as you can see, the weather is not so good, so we're gonna have a little bit of thrust at 50%. And we're going to descend to 8,000 feet with a systematic approach of 7,000 actually. So auto throttle there, right? And we can start with the landing system, the LS switch right there. As I told you before, we will be approaching, and you can see the lightnings there. Well, it's not so good. The approach is going to be a very how should I put it actually. So 7,000 feet, we can descend a bit quicker, I believe. We haven't got the glide slope yet, and that's because glide slope is basically a diamond kind of thing that's going to be seen. That allows us to do the Cat 3 ILS landing. It is something I've just learned today, and after practicing the required procedures for it, I'm somewhat confident in it. But I'm not, the elevation here is a bit of a problem because, as you know, it has a 152-degree approach angle here in this case, and since the elevation is of 16 degrees, a little more higher than usual, so it's going to be challenging. In fact, it's my third or fourth auto land attempt, so let's see how it goes. Yep, that's the airport right there, so obviously you can't see it out, so we'll be relying on instruments mostly. Yeah, auto throttle. I hope to see the glide scope soon. We will be decreasing altitude to 7,000 feet. We are approaching 9,000 feet already. Sorry. Zurich approach. We'll just tune in then. Contact Zurich approach.
Sierra Whiskey 765 Zurich approach altimeter 29.9.
Continue
to Schiphol as planned. Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765, you are 26 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect 4 DME runway 16 approach via Schiphol transition. Cleared to Schiphol.
Okay. And yes, I believe we're a bit high, so just going to breeze. Landing lights are on, of course. Landing lights are always on. Control 8. Lights right. Yeah, I think this is enough. Not too much. And we've blocked that.
Sierra Whiskey 765 descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Alrighty then. So, after which, sorry, 5,000 feet. CF16 after that.
Whiskey 765.
Oh.
Did you copy?
Yes. Yes, we have got the glide slope right here, and it's beginning to rain also, which is interesting. Now, as soon as we get this, we are going to do what's called as our glide slope is mostly at 210 feet, so we are going to be descending 14 nautical miles at 4,000 feet. Yes, thank you. At 4,000 feet. You see, we have got the glide slope right here. It's almost at here, but when we are about to reach CF16 at 4,000 feet, that's our glide slope altitude, and at 210 knots, which we are right now at, and that's going to decrease probably, but it's going to stabilize after some time. So we're at 4,000 feet. We're going to go at 4,000 feet. Our nose is a bit down, and at 4,000 feet we're going to reach, and the glide slope should be at the center technically. By then, there's going to be this glide slope. This is going to move to the center, after which, once the glide slope is captured, we will be seeing Cat 2 or 3. I prefer Cat 3 Cat 3 ILS auto landing to be seen here, after which the plane will automatically descend upon a certain height slope. After that, we should be descending at a good rate at around 152 degrees approach angle. We'll be arriving at Zurich. The weather is extremely bad, like we can switch on the wipers, and that's it. We are good to go. We are about to capture the glide slope, so sorry. It's not such good weather, I can tell you that. It's very interesting to see two different weather systems, and the weather engine in this simulator is so good. It's one of the best, I'm not gonna lie. So we can start with the approach, and the Cat 1, it has identified the Cat 3 single because 4,000 feet, right? 4,000 feet, we are basically going to
Whiskey 765 climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
$2,500.
Whiskey 765, please acknowledge. Whiskey 765, please acknowledge. Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765 descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Whiskey 765, please acknowledge.
Alright.
Sierra Whiskey 765, you are 10 miles northwest of Zurich. Contact Zurich Tower on 120.2 tree when inbound on the approach.
See, that's the glide slope right there, but I am having a bit of trouble.
2,500.
Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Pull up.
Yep.
Pull up. Pull up.
Yep.
1,000.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
And I still can't see
Too
the
low.
runway.
Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low.
Where is the
terrain.
runway?
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low.
Oh,
terrain.
there we are. I
Too
can
low
see her.
Terrain. Too low. 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 Terrain.
Retard. 10, 5,
Oops. Be a bit quick.
10, 5,
Come on.
5,
Okay, go around, please. Go around. ILS 16, yes, yeah. ILS 16. We're using a BLM transition and insert. That's it. Yeah, that will not work. Arrival ILS 16. BLM transition at dummy 16 and insert. Okay. Yeah. Mickey. Let's fly to 7,000 feet. Thank you. You know, the funny thing, I was a bit fast. I did not. Oh, sorry. Yep. Alright, so we're going to Amiki. I was a bit fast, you know, to be honest. I did not even go through the speeds. I forgot about the speed because the visibility is so it's very low, to be honest. So I had to do a go around. You know, in flight sim, right, when you're doing such a long distance, when you're doing long distance. Yeah, it's raining. It definitely is raining a lot. The problem is when you're doing such a thing, if you don't attempt the proper landing sequence, right, you don't feel satisfied. A big part of flight simulation is all about satisfaction. It plays a huge role, to be honest. Whether you're doing VFR flying or IFR flying, it does play a huge role. So right now I'm climbing to 7,000 feet and reducing thrust. After which I can use auto throttle. I can use auto throttle. Sorry. So let's go through the flight transition again. So we are going to do what we call as Amiki transition, then Zulu. What's H? I actually don't remember. 0ZH427, understandable. We have it in ZH429, and then a deceleration process, and a USO, and then okay, fine, I get it. So yeah. Oh, what was that? Was that a lightning? Don't tell me. Holy hell. Okay, yeah. She has gone through a lot. You can see the dirt on her wings, the engines. But maintenance is being done too. Okay, the weather is still not so good, right? LSZH. Let's just type here and just get the metadata. We have it, but we'll just have it. Why not? Go to page, authenticate with Navigraph, window charts. Oh, you can actually. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, to be honest. You know, that's actually brilliant. They did that, but it says fails to establish connection. I don't know why that's showing. You can actually. Anyways, not a problem. Amiki transition. So, 7,000 feet. Let's do this again. I mean, yeah, of course, I understand. Zurich. Where is Zurich? Here. Oh, bloody hell.
Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765 transition approved. Report clear of Zurich Tower airspace.
Request a full stop landing, please. Thank you. For 7,400 feet. Why are we not?
Sierra Whiskey 765 Zurich Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er 21267 at 8. Make right downwind runway 16.
Yes. Altimeter 29er9er2. That's done. and the QNH is prescribed. You know, that actually is of no use, to be honest. Yeah, that's it. And I make a transition. You know, what's interesting is my CPU temps are at 77 degrees, despite having the ambient room temperatures at 24. Which means this weather, and as well as the flight by 32NX avionics systems that I have with me right now, that I'm using right now, is how should I put it in simple words? CPU stressing the hell out of it. And let's just keep the flaps down. Auto throttle is back on. Spoilers are on. Ground spoilers are on. Well, that's weird. Oops. Okay. Not a problem. Just gonna go for the turn. Right there. The amount of thrust is to be given. Go arounds are kind of a pain in the ass, because after which, you know, becomes you have to do the entire procedure again and again. But this time I know what to expect, because speed is a very important constraint. You know, it's something that shouldn't be ignored at all. And an additional 20-25 minutes was to be given because of our go around approach. And yeah, if this was an actual airline, or if this was IRL, it wouldn't look so good on my payroll. Yeah, so just one slight turn. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I hate this sound. No. It's even worse than a boy. Well, what can I say? I need some thrust, please. Thank you. Stabilizing wings. The wind. Yeah, crosswinds are playing a huge role in this journey of ours. Auto throttle, please. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, bloody hell. You know, I still haven't found out why my autopilot goes off at times. At you know, certain prescribed altitude like this, at 7,000 feet, suddenly the autopilot goes off. At 20,000 feet, sometimes it goes off. You know, while climbing especially, what I've noticed is there's a general pattern to this. When you're departing out of a particular airport, and if your nose is a little too high, you're not going to be getting the nose down. And yeah, that sound, bloody sound again. Zulu. Winds are not even stopping. This is just crazy. Let's prescribe to 6,000 feet. Thank you. Is it at 427? Alright, good to go. Feet, please, thank you. We are a bit too high. Oops. Yes, we are approaching the glide slope. Oh, we can see some land. How good is it? Okay, what we need to do now is we need to stay at 6,200 feet. Oh god, it's raining again. Visibility is almost zero. I can't see a single thing in front of me. Okay, glide slope is almost achieved. It's only a matter of time before we actually get the actual glide slope. That's our approach, and Inuso is our final destination. I hope it doesn't turn out like the movie Final Destination. Auto brakes are set. Control 8. Anything else to be done? Just want to do a final check. After which there is none. Okay, fine. Brake pads. Yeah, I believe that's going to come up later. Yeah, approach, thank you. You've lost control of autopilot, please. Cat3 single, yes, we have got it. Now, what I want you to do now. Yeah, we have got the glide slope. Right now we are at the center, so we are at the glide slope. I can't see a thing, that's obvious, but yeah. Landing gear can be put down. Landing gear now.
Pilot man, please prepare for that.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the weather, you can see. I can't see a bloody thing. Now, the usual thing is, see, it's already descending. I don't know if you can notice it, but it usually goes on. $180.
2,500.
Continue. Oh.
Whiskey 765, wind 267 at 8. Clear to land runway 16.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah, that's the
Don't
last thing I
sink.
want to hear.
Don't,
How far off can I? I don't know. Oh, it's like a bit
don't
of
sink. Don't sink.
Um,
Don't sink.
yeah.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
1,000.
Don't sink. 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 Pull up. Don't sink. Pull up. Don't sink. Pull up. Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
40.
Don't sink.
Retard. Retard.
Swiss Sierra Whiskey
Don't sink.
765, contact ground on 121.905.
Ah, damn. Trim. That's going on. That was a good landing. Any landing that you can walk away from is a good landing. Damn, man, that approach was just crazy, to be honest. I wonder how real pilots would react to that. Taxi to... Sorry.
Swiss Sierra Whiskey 765 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway.
Something to be learned here is you know, we did not you know, following the glide slope is very important, rule number one. And due to wind and other circumstances, we might lose control of the glide slope, after which we should be a little higher or lower according to it. If you're capturing the glide slope and the speed is accordingly done, so then you're fine. But if it's not, then you're in a bit of a problem. And CV is running a bit high. Probably the east parking. Lands are up there. Idle. Parking brakes are set. And you can switch off the wiper. And I think that's done. Control 8. We will switch off the engines first because I've done that noise going on here. Ground off. Fuel payload services. You know what's funny is I'm just going to deboard.
Boarding completed.
Fuel.
The afters are disarmed.
The doors are verified.
Thank you for landing. Sorry, I got nothing to say. Yeah, that's a good flight. Control 8. Switching off all the pumps. So pumps off. Lights are off. Seat belts come off. And that's it. Okay, I think that's it. So batteries are also off, so that completely shuts it down. Yeah. If you're not on the necessary glide slope, then we are gonna fuck it up. And that's almost what happened, but I was able to flare at the right moment. Well, they're currently loading it for the next flight. So yeah. She is a bit old also. She is a very beautiful aircraft, I feel. I'm waiting for the PMD G777. Hopefully we can study her as well. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, that's the end of my video, and that was the end of my flight. We are right now in Innsbruck, in Zurich, and it's quite rainy. It's very rainy here. And I hope to see you in the next video soon. Thank you everybody for watching. Please share and subscribe.